Okay, so picking up where I left off, I was talking about the Tactical Scorpion plate carrier vest that I just picked up to add to my collection of ballistics protection. These are the actual plates that came with it. They're already pre-coated for spalling. It's called anti-spalling coating. Basically, so that when the projectile hits this, if it fragments, it would be absorbed into this coating. If it just mushrooms and the plate happens to be off at an angle, if you're just using steel, there's a good chance that it could just slide off after it struck this. If the plate's tilted towards you, that's going to slide up and it could hit you in the face, or obviously there's a curve in it, so it could slide to the right or the left, just matters the angle of the bullet. So these are already pre-coated for anti-spalling. So you got the two plates, front and back, and then two side plates. Okay, obviously a lot smaller. Altogether weighs pretty good amount of pounds here as far as adding some extra weight to what you're carrying. And there's a lot of things on the market, ballistic protection-wise, you know, armor plates. Obviously there's the steel, there's the AR-500 steel, and different types of people who make very similar stuff. It's same type of level 3A, stops 30 caliber rifle rounds. And there's soft body armor, basically a lot of it's like Kevlar matting. It's soft, so I mean it will stop a bullet from going inside of you, but it's soft material, so you could sustain some trauma from the bullet striking you. Obviously, you can sustain trauma from a bullet striking a steel plate coming through that. Oftentimes, most of the time, you should wear a trauma pad behind that steel plate to absorb some of that energy. And then there's a plate that's out there. It's a lot thicker, but it's a lot lighter, and it's so light that it has positive buoyancy. So if you were to fall in the water with that particular plate in your carrier, you'll get positive buoyancy instead of negative buoyancy like you would get with these particular steel plates. I'm going to pop these plates into this carrier and try it on, let you see it that way. See how easy or hard it is to get these plates inside of this carrier. So let's kind of knock that out right now. Let's see. Shouldn't be too hard. So this first spot, and slide plate in there. Now I would add some type of trauma padding to this. There is a little bit of padding with this vest, but nothing too major to speak of. So for me, one of the first changes that I will make with this particular setup would be to cut trauma pads to wear in behind these steel plates. And trust me, it makes a big difference. If you go online and look at some of the videos on YouTube where they've actually showed you where a bullet strikes a steel plate, and it doesn't even go through, it doesn't even look like it even marked it, but they used a molding clay behind it, and the molding clay has got a big divot in it. I mean, you know, the size of a golf ball. From the energy that's transferred from the gunshot through the plate into the clay itself. So, you know, picture that being your torso, you know, your stomach, your rib cage. Obviously, you could get a broken rib out of it. So there's a lot of things going on there with that. Well, this isn't sliding in too bad. I thought this would be harder. Let's see when we get to the side plates how hard it actually is going to be. So holes in there. This mesh material that's between where the pocket is for the plate and the your body, it helps to kind of distribute moisture in here. So, all right, so that's the front and the back plate. Let's see if we can pop these side plates in and try this thing on and see what we got. I've never put on a vest that had side plates, so I don't know how much more difficult this is going to be as far as trying to get this thing on. Last plate. After I show you this, take a little break because I'm actually prepping some of the other plates that I had already showed you. The AR-500 that's plain steel. I'm prepping that with a coating so that it would have anti-spalling, as well as a trauma plate behind it, and coating on the the do-it-yourself plate for the back of the other carrier. So, and I'll show you one of the ones that I already finished up. So we'll get to that after this, but let me pop this thing on and see what we're looking at. Not bad so far. Not bad at all. Okay, so put this flap up front. Let me cummerbund's going to come around the side here. And she kind of got hung up on the other side of the cummerbund, so. So if you're getting in and out of this on a regular basis, you're pretty used to it. Not too bad. Not too bad at all, honestly. You know, it's got this sheen, shiny finish to the material. I wasn't really jazzed about that when I first got this. But honestly, it's not, comfort-wise, it's not bad. It's a little pulling down on the shoulders, which was to be expected. I mean, you're carrying probably an extra 30 pounds of weight. But all in all, you know, feels pretty comfortable. And again, you got chest, main vitals through here, the side, and the back. So not a bad setup. Not a bad setup at all for the price, especially. I didn't get too good of a deal on this. So it feels like pretty solid construction. Added to the repertoire of ballistic protection that I have. We'll take a break. We're going to move on. I'm going to show you the other plates that I've been working on for the other tactical carrier that I have. It's going to be AR-500 up front with the do-it-yourself steel plate in the back, which I'm feeling pretty comfortable for myself, obviously, that from a pistol rating standpoint, it'll be able to defeat any round up to and including 45 ACP. And again, I do want to preference all these videos. This is me. This is a direction that I've gone for myself. There's no recommendation on my part. I'm not advising you to make your own armor and depend on that own armor. There's a lot of great companies. The cost of ballistic armor is really starting to come down. I'm sure you're going to see me probably in future videos showing you where I've replaced some of the do-it-yourself stuff that I have. But I'm going to show you some more of the stuff that, some more of what I've got going on with this. Obviously, like I told you in the beginning when I started these videos, that this is about an evolution for me as far as body armor went, where my head was in the beginning, where my head is now. And where my head is now as I'm moving forward is simply something from a career standpoint, what I might need on a job where they wouldn't provide something for me. And that's pretty much it, and from a home defense standpoint. So I'll take a break and I'll show you what we've got going on the other piece.